It's our final two group games at the 2032 Euros in Scotland and Wales today, and our chances of qualifying are looking quite good at the moment. Hello and welcome to episode 2 of the non-league to legend Euro 2032 special. I think that's what I called it yesterday. Coming up today, we've got the other two group games. So we beat France yesterday. Today we're playing Georgia and Sweden. And France and Sweden have already played and they only drew. So we're in a rather enviable position of if we can beat Georgia today, we qualify for the knockout round. And we can basically stick a backup team out against Sweden, not Swindon, that would be weird, against Sweden in 4 days' time, thus allowing us to rest our players up for the first knockout round, which will be very nice. So the team that we're playing against Georgia, pretty much the same team that we played against France. We're just bringing in Chris Trotter for Liam Talbot. Mainly because Talbot just needs a little bit of a rest. There's there's plenty of other players who could do with a rest as well. We'll look to get them off the pitch if things are looking good. Hold on, why have I got those two the wrong way around? That's more like it. But let's get into this. We know this team. Matt Lee in goal, Mitchum, Jackson, Osborne and Trotter at the back. Adu, Bradford, Wilkes in midfield, Simpson behind, Tunnicliffe and Fall. It's our first choice team apart from Talbot. And why are we playing in red? We're the sort of home team. I think we're playing in Wales today. I don't know if we played in Wales or Scotland on the last game. I didn't look. But I think it said something about the Bridgend Stadium today, which I assume is in Wales, because I think that's where Bridgend is. I guess there's lots of England fans at these games. It's about as close to a tournament being in England as it can get without it actually being in England. There you go. Geography facts. You didn't think you were getting that today. I tell you what, be it at the Euros though, that's an opportunity for me to do all my accents. I haven't done accents for ages, but Modou Fall is in. Forget accents, forget impressions. Modou Fall's in. He's put us 1-0 up. I think that's his 40th goal for England on his 51st appearance or something. Which is all right, isn't it? So we get a nice... I mean, we know how this system works. Crosses come in from the fullbacks and the strikers do that. We did it for 6 years at Ipswich. If we can win the Euros doing it with England, I don't care. Our players are rubbish. It's our only hope of winning anything. Right. 8 minutes gone. We could do with another couple of goals and then I can calm down. Matt Lee holds on nicely to that. I am starting to get a bit scared about what happens when Matt Lee retires. He's pushing 30 now, and there are no more English goalkeepers. Apparently, that's not a thing that exists anymore. Modou Fall's made it 2-0. Still less than 10 minutes on the clock. If we score another one, we have to start thinking about taking off some of the players more in need of rest. So this time, the cross comes in from the right-hand side, the right back. And Fall does the same thing. So we've had a left back, Fall scores. Right back, Fall scores. Doesn't matter what flavour of fullback it is. Modou Fall's going to stick it away against a team like this. And Ron Osborne has made it 3-0 with 11 minutes on the clock. This could be fun if this carries on like this. I don't know if Georgia are any good or not. I guess they can't be terrible. They've made it to the finals. But we're going to give them an absolute spanking today, which... I can live with that. I don't mind a spanking every now and again. What was I saying? I was saying something about Matt Lee. And yeah, there are no more English goalkeepers. So what do we do if he gets injured or if he retires? Or if he retires from international football, which is probably more likely than any of the above. We're going to have to play a championship keeper in goal who wasn't good enough to sit on my Man City bench. That can't be good. We need to develop a young English goalkeeper at City. We probably should have kept Billy Willis and I don't know, stuck him on our bench or something. I don't know. We need a young English keeper. Where do you find them from? Why? Let me know in the comments about your saves. Our keepers hard to find. Tunnicliffe's made it 4-0. Because you've seen the hassle I've had over the last 17 seasons trying to find decent goalkeepers. We all remember the Mika nonsense. And the many other goalkeepers. I've probably had, in 17 seasons, about 12 goalkeepers, which is it's a bit silly, really. And Matt Lee's been the only one who's ever been any good that I've signed. Fall trying to complete his hat-trick doesn't quite do it. I tell you what, if he'd have completed his hat-trick there, we'd have had him off at half-time. We probably will anyway. I think Wilkes will probably come off. I'm just looking at fitness levels more than anything. In fact, Wilkes can probably stay on, but we need to take off at least one of those strikers. We'll give them 15 minutes. But they're very important players, and we don't have backups up front. So we don't need to risk them for any longer than necessary. But at the same time, I don't want to upset Fall by taking him off when he's on a hat-trick. I'm getting nervous leaving him on now. I'll take one off now. One off 10 minutes time. And then Wilkes can come off as well. Because he's not as fit as he could be. Right. Tunnicliffe can come off just to give Modou Fall another 10 minutes to try and finish off his hat-trick. Because obviously we all want to see a Modou Fall hat-trick. We got so used to seeing them for so long. And it's been a while now since we've seen one. But it's not happening today because he's coming off now. So Paul Williams can come on for him. And then we'll give it another 10 minutes. And I think Nathan Wilkes is going to come off just because he is a very important player creatively for the team. He's, of the midfield three, he's the only one who actually creates anything. You get a lot of running out of Lewis Bradford. A lot of being there when football is happening from Adu. But Wilkes is the one who's capable of just that defence splitting pass, or more likely in this layout, a lumped ball forward for one of our strikers to chase. Paul Williams has just scored his first goal for England. That's handy. There you go. That's another reason to take the strikers off. Confidence boosting for players who've never scored for England before. And that is a lovely finish as well. And he's got a fantastic haircut. So, you know, good reasons to take him off. Right, Wilkes, you're coming off now after this move. Wow, that was quite a finish from Jerome Simpson to make it 6-0. And, yeah, so he takes the original free kick left-footed, crosses it in. It comes back to him. Sage, oh, no, he's back in on his left foot again. I mean, it's from exactly the same spot. If you can do that, why not just shoot from the free kick, you silly bear? Right, Wilkes can come off. No, not Mitchum. Wilkes, where is he? And we'll bring Robinson on for him. Yeah, there we go. See, protecting our players. Ron Osborne will go and get injured now. It's always the way. I've protected the wrong players, and the captain will go off injured now. So Adu with the cross. Robinson's, we're 7-0 up. That is some hair. Look at that. But we're 7-0 up. I might go to the barbers and ask for the Robinson. Probably give me a glass of squash. See, 7-0 up. You can drop the hilarious gags like that one and not worry about it coming back to bite you. Adu's struggling a little bit. I don't think he's going to be playing against Sweden. In fact, to be honest, very few of these players are going to be playing against Sweden because I'm more interested in resting them up for the knockout round than I am finishing top of the group because, you know, it's a knockout round in the Euros. How important can it be to finish top of the group? I mean, there's a lot of good hair in this team today. Williams has now got his second goal for England. We're 8-0 up. I wasn't expecting this. I mean, Trotter is actually shooting from there. That's ridiculous. And how are Georgia this bad? Because I'm trying not to get carried away. I don't think we're that good. We've only had 3 clear-cut chances and scored 8 goals. But I just hope we don't get too big-headed now. Right, at least we're safe to rotate the squad, ready for the Sweden game, which we all do now. Right, little bit of rotation then for the game against Sweden. I've not gone too nuts, mainly because we've only got 23 players, obviously. It's hard to completely replace them all, because I'm not organised enough to have 2 players for every position when I'm picking a squad. So, about half the team have survived, the other half players that should still be fairly familiar after yesterday's intro to the squad anyway. So Danny Lamb comes in to play in goal. He's only played once for England before, 20 years old, never played outside of League One. Why not play him in a game in the Euros? You know, what's the worst that could happen? Rob Bradley at left back and Chris Trotter at right back, then Osborne and Nielsen as our centre back partnership. Wilkes gets a rest in midfield, so Talbot comes back into the side, but rather than at right back, comes in his preferred defensive midfield position, which allows Bradford to push out to box-to-box midfielder. Adu gets a go at the roaming playmaker, and Wilkes gets a much-needed rest. Robinson gets a game ahead of what's-his-face, whose name I can't remember, Simpson, as a trequartista, and Williams, after his 2 goals against Georgia, comes in for Modu Fall to offer some support to Tunnicliffe, allowing Tunnicliffe to play as the poacher where Modu Fall usually plays. So even the players who've not getting a rest, they're getting to play in a slightly different position. I think the only completely unchanged player is Ron Osborne, which, he's Ron Osborne. He's a machine. He'll just play every game. Right, do we know anyone in this team? I am not recognising anybody there. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Let's have our predictions for this game. I'd be very surprised if this rotated team can come out of this with a result, really. But pretty much all of these players were involved at some point against Georgia, and we did really well in that game. The other thing, of course, is if we do win, we let France back into the tournament. Whereas, Tunnicliffe wants to let France back into the tournament. Oh, no, it's disallowed. But, yeah, by us winning, we give France the opportunity to beat Georgia by enough goals to finish above Sweden, I think. Is that right? No. Is it? Yes. I give up. Not going to happen anyway, because Sweden are 1-0 up. So, a Sweden win knocks France out. We're already through. Sweden and France playing for the other qualification spot. And unbelievably, our League One goalkeeper didn't do as well as you'd hope for there. I mean, he's not actually anywhere near the goal when the ball goes in, which is, it's a new style of goalkeeping that the Euros aren't quite ready for. Bless him. Really shouldn't have played him, but I would, if I hadn't done it, I'd have been really annoyed when Matt Lee got himself sent off or broke his arm or something. So I'd rather play Lamb now than have to play him in the next game against Germany or whoever we end up getting. I didn't really look who's finishing top of the other groups. There might have been a much bigger incentive to try and win the group, and perhaps just we could have played this same team and just had Matt Lee in goal. But no, I had to try and be clever. Let's put the League One goalkeeper in. Won't that be funny? I promise that wasn't the reason. I also don't know if we're playing in Scotland or Wales today. I don't really know why that matters either, but I'm interested. Right, Trotter, ball forward to Tunnicliffe. Tunnicliffe plays in Robinson, and it's 1-1. We're back in this. That's Robinson's second goal in 2 games. That puts us top of the group again and gives France a glimmer of hope because they're ahead against Georgia. And if we score again, depending on how far ahead France are, they might sneak into the second qualification spot, which I still maintain might not be great for us. A draw might be the best result here because it allows us to finish top of the group and knocks France out. And if you had to give me a choice of who I'd want to play in the final, if we got that far, I think I'd rather play Sweden than France. So, I don't know, perhaps we need to try and play for a draw. We all know I don't know how to do that. So, there's no fear we're going to be hurling the ball forward, attack for the rest of the game. But perhaps psychologically the players, they'll hear me and think, a draw is fine. Let's keep missing. Tunnicliffe onto a ball over the top though. Why is that completely in the way? This must just be a really big pitch. In fact, we can't get that completely out of the way. Okay, it fades. I can live with it fading. It doesn't fade early enough, though. If you're watching Sports Interactive, as soon as the ball gets near it, fade it. Don't wait for the ball to pass over it, because we can't see all the players. Right, Bradford loses the ball. Tunnicliffe finds it through to Robinson, and we are 2-1 up. And there you go. If everything finishes like this, France do sneak in ahead of Sweden. Ooh, it's all getting very interesting. Robinson is very much making a case for him being the first choice in that position. He's now got 3 goals in 3 goals in basically a game because he only played the last 15 minutes or so against Georgia. And he's played an hour so far today. So, he's doing all right as a trequartista. Might have to have a bit of a rethink for the next round. Ooh, decisions. Right. Tunnicliffe set up both of them, has he? He's a good boy. In fact, same drill as last game, as we only really need a draw. it might be time to just start taking off players who need a bit of a rest. Tunnicliffe being the first of those, and I'll just bring Kyle Whitfield on. No reason to risk Modu Fall at this stage. And then we'll give it another 5 or 10 minutes. Perhaps give Lewis Bradford a rest because he's getting on a bit and could do without playing 90 minutes every single game. Oh, Danny Lamb held on to the ball there. Did you see that? That was top quality goalkeeping from the League One superstar. Imagine being a League One player, a League One goalkeeper, and going to the Euros and playing in England's final group game. Must be mental. He's only 20 as well. I suppose he is on loan from a Premier League club, so it's not as mental as if he was just a normal League One player. I like the look of Williams. He looks lively. Did he just get clocked? No, I thought he'd picked up a knock. Right, we are going to take Lewis Bradford off now, and Ernest Adu's going to come off soon as well. But Bradford first. I'm not going to bring Wilkes on because that just seems silly. We'll bring Jacobs on, give him a first. I think that's his England debut, even though he's got the number 7 shirt. Fairly confident he's not played for England before. And now with 10 minutes to go, we're going to take Adu off as well. Have we got any backup? Patrick Smith, you can come on because you're not going to play any other time. I mean, you're not even really a central midfielder, are you? Yeah, you've just got no hope. You can be our box-to-box man. There you go. That's your 10 minutes of Euros football that you're going to get, because I don't see you getting into the team any other way, little fella. Right. I mean, it's a weird situation. I don't really want to hold on to the win here. I want Sweden to come back and equalise. I obviously don't want to lose, but I'd like to knock France out. Not going to happen now, is it? Because Williams got his 3rd goal in 2 games as well. Well, even less for him. He's played about 40 minutes and got 3 goals. He loves the Euros. He doesn't want to go back to the Premier League where he gets single-figure goal tallies. He's made for international football. There you go. Calm down, everybody. You can't see what I'm doing. I'm doing the whole hand motion that Williams was doing there. We'll do it the Williams hand signal. It's probably a catchier name we could come up with for that. I'll leave that to you lot in the comments. Catchy names from Williams' goal dance, which we'll see again now, I think. Oh no, puts it out to Trotter. Trotter with the cross in. Come on, we want to see Williams do his hand thing again. The Williams hand thing. That's equally as not catchy as the first option. Well, that looks like that's done. I didn't expect us to win all 3 games. I thought, we'll do the Euros on the channel. It'll only be a couple of days. If we actually win this thing, I hope you lot enjoy international football, because it's going to be going until middle of next week if it carries on like this. Perhaps I should force us to get knocked out. When does the draw happen? I think the draw is going to be a surprise because I don't know when it happens. Well, there we go. So, if you've enjoyed today's episode, make sure you pop a like on there. If you want to see more, subscribe to the channel. Again, like I said yesterday, let me know in the comments what you think about doing the Euro stuff in this style. And also, do you want me to resign from England after this, or do you enjoy the international stuff? And thank you very much for watching.